We are live and good to go. Hello, everybody. I'm Jermaine. Bouyer. This is Dr. Richard Fine. We are focused empowerment. And today we're going to talk about how to calm yourself in the midst of an emotional storm. Now, I thought this was a great idea. This is also Dr. Richard Fine's thought for this subject or for our talk today. So we're going to allow him to take the lead. Go ahead, Richard.
All right. Well, one way to take the lead is to accept it with thanksgiving. So, a way of working with an emotional storm is first to recognize it. It's happening. Next is to accept it, allow it. In other words, instead of running from it and getting more overwhelmed about being overwhelmed, I say, I am willing to engage and accept this challenge and learn how to work with life on life's terms. Because that which I resist persists.
So give me a scenario. Let's put a scenario to this to give clarity to what we're talking about here.
All right. Let's say I'm doing this presentation right now.
Okay.
And I am overwhelmed because I want to get it perfect. I want to get it right. I want to say the most powerful words so the audience says, you got it.
Okay.
I don't want to make any mistakes. I don't want to fumble. It's got to come off exactly perfect, punctuated, and right on.
Gotcha.
So I'm sitting here and I am going through knots. My brain is a monkey brain. Oh, you're going to make a mistake. You won't pull it together. It won't be good enough. You didn't prepare enough. So I already got self-doubt. Then I know that that's not just in my head. My stomach is full of butterflies. They're churning. And I know my heart is palpating. I'm aroused. And one word, I'm feeling very unsafe.
Unsafe. And how about anxious? It sounds like your anxiety is going through the roof.
Yeah. Yeah. Anxiety is one word that says I'm escalated and elevated and I'm afraid. I'm not safe.
Okay.
So I've got to come to grips with all of that right now. When this is happening to me right now, I have to deal with it right now. And the only thing I can do right now to engage it is breathe into it. My breath doesn't take place tomorrow. My breath is not here from yesterday. I have breath in me now. So I want to identify how I'm going to deal with that. I put my hands on my heart that's jumping out of my chest. And then I began to focus and say, I accept I'm overwhelmed and frightened, and now I'm going to engage it. So I take it in deeply through my nose and breathe it into my heart and blow the air into my heart. Right now, my heart is still beating fast, but it's a little less out of my chest. Now I feel like I'm more excited than frightened.
Okay.
The next thing that's running in my head is I can't make a mistake. I can't fumble. I got to come off sharp and with it right now. So I breathe in and I say, Richard, I'm going to breathe in. It's okay for you to make a mistake. You're human. Richard, it's okay for you to fumble. You're human. That is how you will connect to your humanity. So breathe into it. Breathe in and say, I give myself permission to not get everything right. And I breathe into it like this. Come with me now. Breathe in deeply through your nose. Put your hand gently on the brain that's going off wild, and breathe into your head and let yourself know I can make a mistake and still be human and effective. And now I know that my thoughts are a little more calm, and I still feel anxiety in my heart. So I'm now going to start working on challenging that anxiety more. Remember, that which I resist persists. I'm going to engage the anxiety and even imagine making it bigger. Let's breathe it. Put your hands on your heart and breathe with me. I'm taking in strength and blowing out fear. And now I feel, as I challenged it, I'm a little bit more connected to what I am. I'm more grounded. As I work through my heart, my thoughts, I let my body, I tense my body, and then I relax it with breath. So I tighten my shoulders, take in air, and blow it into my tight shoulders, blow it into my tight chest. And now my body feels a little less tense, more relaxed.
So one thing that I noticed, and you pointed out at the beginning of this exercise, focus breathing. And what I realize is in that focus, you have to give yourself something to focus on to counter that fear. So instead of the fear is I can't or it's not going to be good, and you have to change that first. So it's like saying I can do this and then put the breathing technique with it to focus on the I can to help counter the I can't. That's what I
Let me build on two things.
okay.
One is, yes, changing the thought and empowering it with breath. But before I get there, the body doesn't lie. If I feel I can't, I feel my heart's out of my chest. If I feel I can't, my stomach's in knots. If I feel like I'm going to make a mistake, my head is running around in thoughts. So my body, I'm connecting not to my change. First is to come home to my body sensations.
Okay.
And breathe into them to shift that level of overwhelm. Then, when I see myself calming and connecting, I practice emotional and physical and mental memory. I say, I'm going to challenge it more, and I'm going to continue to breathe in and achieve a new place to be. So I I don't run after I've calmed down. I even ask more challenge to give myself that competence and confidence that I can be in the storm, even raise the storm more and settle myself. It's actually mental, emotional, physical training.
Got you. Okay. So now it's starting to make so much more sense. So, I guess a question I have for you, can you tell me a time where you personally had to apply this knowledge, what you just told us?
You bet. A summer ago in Ketchikan, Alaska, I was on a kayak trip. We were going around Ketchikan, and I went out from a calm little place that was protected by some rock forms and went out in the ocean, and the current was working against me. The wind was working against me, and my kayak began to go back further and further, and it was about to go down a hole, which is a real drop off into deeper water. And I was first fighting for my life, not effectively. I was just digging in with my paddle and trying to move out of this eddy that was pulling me back in. And then I said, shift. You don't have enough to keep going like this. So I just started to deep breathe and smooth pulls, angled my kayak and angled into the water. I didn't get out of it, but I calmed myself and I deep breathed and I focused my movements, and my body was holding the kayak into the rushing water. And eventually, when the water broke and the wind stopped, I came out of the hole and I was able to get back into calmer waters. So that was the point where I was running out of steam and I needed to breathe into it, but still physically keep moving with it. I needed to provide something, but I wasn't going to do it in panic.
Got you. That's an interesting example because as you were saying that, I remember a time that I was swimming, and I was at an amusement park, and I went down this slide, and there was like a little whirlpool directly up under the slide, and I was in a inner tube. The inner tube helps you once you hit the water go over the whirlpool. It's just a little small thing. Well, anyways, I twisted some type of way and I fell out of the tube right into that hole. And so right up underneath the slide, it's like the water is just spinning. You can't swim out of it. They tell you as soon as I fell, they were like, stop trying to, I panicked. And they're like, stop trying to swim. You can't swim out of it. We're coming, we're coming. Well, I'm panicking so much. I didn't realize it was two of those little life rafts like right there next to me. I mean, they responded fast, but I was panicking too much. So I don't see nothing but darkness because I guess I blacked out. Um, and then I remember somewhere in there, I stopped, and it was like, of course all this has happened in a matter of seconds, but I remember like I stopped panicking. It turns out it's like I told myself I have to calm down. I know my abilities, and right now I'm not able to succeed and use my abilities because I'm panicking. And so I did. It's like I calmed myself down, and I'm a great underwater swimmer. At least at this time I was a really, really good underwater swimmer. And so once I calmed down and realized I can get out of this, I allowed myself to just kind of stop moving, and I let myself just kind of drop. As soon as I did that, I saw the two little floaty things directly. I didn't drop too far underwater, but all of a sudden I just saw the little red lines. And I look up like, oh, I don't have to get out of this. And then I was able to, reach, and they pulled me out. So it made me think about that when you was telling me, because that's a life experience, a life or death experience, I should say.
Yeah, you know what's happening is the biggest thing is we go into overwhelm, threat, death. We ain't gonna make it. And we learned that when we first welcome these sensations, even though they overwhelm them,
Mm-hmm.
we say, this is happening to me. And then we have a light switch. I see a way to work with it, or I see that my life has already been predicted for me. So part of what we do in focus empowerment is we see that we can apply the mental, physical, and emotional to looking at ourselves as creators, not victims. We make a mind shift, and then we learn some of the physical skills of how to calm down. Because when we're in overload, we've got what they call that limbic seizure. We're in panic about panic.
Right.
So this is a lot of what we do in helping to shift new outcomes with a new mindset and new physical skills.
Yes, sir. Absolutely. Absolutely. Well, thank you for that. That was very enlightening, and it did. It took me down memory lane and helped me to realize, this was before I turned into a coach, that example that I gave. So I say that to say this is within us. It's already there. And what focus empowerment is going to do, it's going to bring it out. It's going to show you it's there. You have it. You possess it. So we're going to focus on empowering you to see it. So thank you for joining us. Go ahead, Richard.
No, I was going to say, I'm glad with your enthusiasm. Your vibes are cool.
Yes.
Welcome people to check us out too. Tell them how to find us.
Okay, so you can find us at our website at www.focused-empowerment.com. You can also email us at focusempowerment@focusempowerment.com. We are here to assist in any kind of way we can. Please also check out our Facebook page, which is Focused Empowerment, and our Instagram, same name. We are here and we are going to continue to bless the world with our knowledge. So please feel free to give us any thoughts. If you have some advice that you want to throw on us, we are open to it. We aren't perfect and we love to learn and we want to educate as well. So again, our website, www.focus-empowerment.com. And until next time, thank you for tuning in with us. All right, we are good.